This podcast is brought to you by Primary Arms. Primary Arms seeks to provide the best shopping experience for everything firearms. With over 13,000 products from over 400 top brands, Primary Arms carries a complete selection of rifles, handguns, firearms parts, shooting gear, apparel, and more. Every order comes with a commitment to superior service, backed by fast shipping and an expert support team. Primary Arms, serving freedom since 2008. Find out more at frn.deals/PA. Welcome to the AR-15 podcast. This show is for you if you just bought your first rifle or if you've been building them for years. There is something we can all do to take our black rifles to the next level. My name is Nick Dooley, and I am joined as always by my co-host, Garth Hofer.
How we doing?
And Tyler Brockle.
What is up, everybody?
And tonight we have a very special guest. We have Bill, who I will not murder his last name pronunciation, from Otis Technology.
Oh, good evening, guys. Yes, Bill Kleftis.
Kleftis, yes.
Yeah.
The nameology game is the nameology game is not one I'm good at.
That's fine. I've been called worse.
Yeah.
So has anyone done anything exciting? I know that we will probably have an upcoming episode about something that the two of you did recently.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think both of our answers are the same. It was the 3-gun competition we were in with together last weekend. We got Pierce, South Dakota. They had 5 different stages. I really liked what you guys did out there, Garth. The lanes were they were diverse, both in you had to do a lot of running, which was awesome. Sometimes you don't see that in a lot of competitions, which I liked. And then you had a variety of different types of targets intermingled with each other, which was really cool. So I had a blast coming out there and shooting 3-gun with you guys.
Oh, it was so much fun. I really do enjoy the courses we put on out there. I wish we could get more bodies out there, but I know why we didn't have the numbers this year. Hopefully we can change that for next year. So
right on. But yeah, I'll definitely be coming back again, and maybe back on Sunday. I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Is he panting too loud?
No, I know he's there. I know that. I know. I love it though.
He's been banished to the basement. Up. Oh.
Yep. Good puppers.
Oh, it's good puppers. No, yeah, you'll have to come out and shoot Sunday. I don't know if I'll be there for the whole day now because I might be venturing to Deadwood, South Dakota on Sunday.
Oh,
TBD.
TBD. Right on.
But you guys even both took home some hardware from that, if I wasn't mistaken.
Sure did. So yeah. It was weird how they wear the plaques. Mine says first place. I did not get first place.
First place of the master's class, right?
Yeah, the master. Yeah.
First place of master's class sounds a lot better than the real first place, which I think just said first place at 3-gun.
Yeah, that's true.
To me, master's class would be like, oh, this is the badass motherfucker who won it all kind of thing. But I think it's really just meant to be the consolation champ, right?
Well, that's exactly what it is. And I was for sure I wasn't taking anything home because, I wanted to shoot PCC, but they had a shotgun in it. And so if I got to shoot shotgun, I'll shoot 3-gun and get some practice with my rifle and pistol. And then I ended up doing that. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. But, I mean, I don't think I would beat you because my buddy Luke was like, hey, who's that Tyler guy? He likes to run fast. I said, yeah. He goes, it's not really a fat guy sport, is it? I said, oh, not really.
Well, I knew everybody else was kind of jogging. So I saw I think I probably saved myself 4 or 5 seconds on every lane just by sprinting. But what did me in was, I've shot a lot of Texas Stars, but I always do it with pistol.
Mm-hmm.
I've never actually shot a Texas Star with a PCC.
Oh, it's way easier.
Well, no, not for me because my dumbass, the Texas Star was 20 yards.
Yeah.
And we had to shoot through a barrier, and I rested my gun on the barrier. I should have we were close enough. I should have just completely free-handed it because that's what screwed me out of a good 10, 15 seconds and would have put me up there with first or second. So.
Oh, I know. That was my stage, and I shot myself in the foot on my own stage. It was awesome.
Not literally, but yeah.
No, not literally. I mean,
Figuratively
Figuratively.
shot yourself.
yeah.
What about you, Bill? Did you do anything fun with guns this week?
Actually, I have to admit that I did not, but I did buy my first bow on Friday and did a lot of practicing. A compound bow with our season opens up. Actually, it opened up yesterday, but I'll be out there on Friday evening doing a little bit of bow hunting. So
Very cool.
a little bit of a change, trying to master all the weapons that are at our fingertips.
Too good with ARs. You got to go on to something else, huh?
Well, that was my first taste of competition shooting. When I was probably 9 or 10, got really into, it was just like kind of new to our area. And a bunch of my family was into the Mackenzie 3D like bow shooting champion, like contest where you go through and shoot for scores on the different animal targets. And I was ranked like, I don't know, 5th in the state for the youth. And I got, doing that. And then I just never bought a bigger bow.
Yeah.
I found out that I could, I was like, oh, I got a trigger on this. And I'm like, wait, I can pull a trigger and do not do that pull. Oh, let's just do that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We have a local guy here that has been in business for probably almost 40 years and has really supplied a lot of the bows. He's a Matthews distributor, and he has his own little range inside, and he spent some time with me. I give him a lot of kudos. But what I found really the parallel to pistol shooting was just the release, right? And it was really the same technique with the release on the index finger as it is on a pistol. So I didn't have too much time getting on target after long. So it was good. I'm looking forward to it. Just a new thing to do this year.
Do they make a Manisex for bows yet?
Don't dry fire a bow. Don't.
No.
You can live fire it.
Yeah.
Just get those.
Just
get
need
those
a hay bale or a really good wall.
Yeah. The good thing is you don't have to reload arrows. You could just pick it up and put it back in again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's there's actually been a lot of interesting things that came that cross pollinate between those two spaces, between the archery space and the firearm space. The thumb release and how to position your hand for doing the Olympic style archery when they got into that. A lot of that populated over into PRS market. And there was even a company that did they make it, I don't remember their name offhand, but they did a thumb drive AR lower where the trigger was actually in the thumb. You, instead of having something on the side, you'd just go in and grab a hold of it and then push your thumb down to actuate the trigger.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
It's like Ironworks or Iron Bull. I want to say an iron in it somewhere. Anyway, it was a very neat concept. And I went, huh. Anyway.
It's the crossbows. And I know this is an AR-15 podcast, but just to digress for just one more moment.
We're very
crossbows. The crossbows today are just unbelievable. Some of them profess a 1 MOA at 100 yards, right?
Yeah.
So I just crazy accuracy nowadays with crossbows.
So there's actually a crossbow upper that you can purchase for an AR-15.
Really?
You got to do a show on that.
Oh.
Yeah, it is called it's the PSE TAC 15.
Interesting.
And it's a crossbow that just you put into your AR.
It's funny. You have done podcasts in the past in trying to describe what are the boundaries of calling something an AR-15, right? So how much deviation can we make here to call that particular arrangement an AR-15?
That's freaking funny. I mean,
I will
looks
do
like
the
an AR.
Oh God, that's hideous.
I will do the share screen so everyone can see this. If you are watching the live, you can see what it is I'm talking about. It is a straight up, you drop this crossbow upper onto your AR lower, and bam, you're ready to go.
$1,300.
Yep.
Huh.
So, like, archery and the AR do go hand in hand, apparently.
Yeah.
And we can
see the problem.
It's like what's it? 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. We can always relate it back to the AR somehow.
Well, the problem is here in New York State, we'd have to have that registered, right?
Yep. Well, that depends. So if you,
it's an assault bow. It's an assault bow.
Yeah, it's a wicked assault bow. I was gonna say if a guy took one and kind of did a machine out where you just bolted on the mag release, like the old ready mags, where it was in its crossbow configuration. There's no mag to it. Oh, well, this is this. Hey, presto changeo. But we could get that popped up there, and I never thought I'd have to see a New York compliant crossbow. Now imagine buying that in California.
Yeah.
Have to have the fin on the back and
right, the shark fin. Yeah.
Anyway, so now that we have gone down that rabbit hole, Bill, why don't we talk a little bit about Otis? Now, Otis Technology, for any of our listeners who have been living under a rock and not heard of, they are kind of the preeminent name in the gun cleaning space. Like, the only name you might hear more is Hops number 9. And that's just because everybody's grandpa had one.
Sure.
And I've seen air fresheners in Hops number 9 now. But it's I got this whole jar of Hops number 9 over here that spills every time you touch it. And
Yep.
But so you are the CEO of Otis, correct?
That is correct.
And now Otis Technology, I'll be honest, the first time I had my hands on one was 20 years ago. Yeah. And it was when I was first joined the Army. We were going through, and it was, hey, we got these new kits, everyone check them out. I was, these are the Otis kits. And then everybody had kind of heard about them. It was, saw us at the gun store, but hadn't bought one yet type thing. Yeah. And that's what we used. Anytime I've deployed, that's what I've had.
Sure.
I mean, everywhere I've gone, we've used them. So,
yeah, you guys are the OG. I mean, I know we were talking a little earlier. I've seen the little round ones with that are meant attached to Molly, and I've seen the big black one. Yep, that's exactly it. That one's probably the most prominent one that I've seen than the black ones with the Gerber in it. And it's always like, I always compare it to like finding the spaghetti MRE, right? Like some of the Otis, some of them have your bone tool in them, which I want to talk about, and some of them don't. And when you find one that has a bone tool in it, I immediately swap out the one I have with the one that has the bone tool. It's like the little magic thing.
Well, let me give the audience a little history of our success. We've been in business since 1984, 37 so years ago. The founder, Doreen Williams at the time, she was 16 years old. She was out hunting with her dad, and she tripped and ended up getting mud in the barrel of her gun. Didn't want to go back. She did end up going back, and she was able to look through some drawers and found her grandfather's tool back, World War II kind of chain, and
the old pull through that was just like a chain and a weight.
Correct. And after a little bit of experimenting, her dad was in the tool and die maker business. Next thing you know, the following year, she's at SHOT Show selling her wares that they were making on the dining room table, on the kitchen table. And just a constant grind of getting the product out in the marketplace, primarily to hunters at first. But her dad was engaging and interacting with the folks in the procurement folks in the military, and started, I think it was 1997 or 98 before they started selling it to the U.S. military, and for the last 25 years, we've gone through different configurations. Tyler, like you're mentioning, some of the different kits that we had and so forth. And I'll go through some of that tonight, but a long history of really just listening to the customer, the voice of our customer, with the military primarily, but then commercializing a lot of those products and making them available to hunters and enthusiasts and target shooters and so forth. As you know, most of the stuff that's coming that you look at, some of these, won't mention any names, but certainly when you go on the internet and look to buy things, you'll find that most of the stuff that's out there is Asian products. And we make everything up here in upstate northern New York. Everything is made here. We're proud of that. We put people to work up here, and we're able to respond to the change in demands. The last couple of years, there have been a number of times when those cargo ships coming from the Far East are stuck out in Long Beach because either the ships are stacked up or the truckers are on strike and nothing's getting hauled off. So we've been able to benefit from that, and we've got a great company here. We have great people, a great product, and one of our mottos has been breech to muzzle cleaning. As you know, you got to protect the crown. You never know, you get any kind of deformation of the crown on any firearm. It comes out and you rely on a symmetrical expulsion of gas coming out of the end of that muzzle. So we preach the breech to muzzle cleaning method, and we have all the tools for it. Our product line is really pretty broad. I mean, we basically say we have all the cleaning products you need from the field to the bench. And one of the things that I found that I've been using over the last few years is our ripcord. Our ripcord is kind of a neat product that that one uses to basically do a single pass through. So a lot of times in competition between stages, when I'm shooting pistol, I'll take the ripcord and kind of feed it through even through the ejection port, slide it through, and what you'll find is that the main portion of the ripcord is this part here. That it's an aircraft cable that has this kind of a spiral molded component over this length, and then covered with a Nomex weave that we do here. Everything is done here, and you just see the entire length of this as a cleaning coming in contact with the inside of the barrel of the gun. So Nomex, as you might know, is good up to 700 degrees Fahrenheit. So you can even have a red hot cherry barrel and pull it through, and you don't have to worry about disintegrating the ripcord.
That ripcord is one of the things that I keep in my range bag, especially if I'm breaking in a new barrel.
Sure.
Do a couple shots, run it through, pull that through where I'm just slugging the extra carbon out, and it's not that I'm doing a deep clean or anything like that, but just getting that extra little bit of stuff out right away. And having one of those, I've used it. I think I've used most of the products in your catalog.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
It's just one of those where I can actually talk a lot about it. You're like, oh no, this is what I use. It's if I don't have access to an ultrasonic cleaner where I just dump everything in and walk away.
Right. Right. Well, let's face it. Nobody likes cleaning guns, right? You'd like to have fun to shoot guns and so forth. And I'll be the first to admit that I don't necessarily take my gun apart every time I shoot. I mean, I'm shooting every week. So, there are times when it goes back in the safe and I don't worry about it. But if you just finish, this takes 3 seconds to run it through the barrel. At least you can go through a number of cleanings and not worry about at least the barrel being fouled up. You can even come in through the grip and clean the feed ramp as you go into the barrel as well. So it has a couple of good uses. You can even, in some cases, depending on the ejection port size, you could throw one of our brushes on the end of it as well if you want, and bring it through with the brush on the end. But it's really not necessary. The Nomex really does a good job in taking most of the debris out of the barrel.
Now, I know that Tyler already talked about the bone tool a little bit, but as we move forward, I'm going to talk about my favorite tool I think that Otis makes. And when I saw this, I was at SHOT Show and I saw it and I was like, what is this? What witchcraft is this? I have to have one. And it is the Star Chamber Cleaner. And having the Star Chamber Cleaner, I bought one I bought two. Yep, that thing right there. I bought two of them. I bought one for myself, and it's like going to keep in the house. One for the range bag. Well, we were doing it was rifle qual time, and I went, ooh, I'm going to grab these and all of my Star swabs and take these with, just to make it a little bit easier when we turn in weapons. My supply sergeant saw them, looked at them, and we were using them, and promptly stole them. And like 2 months later, after I'd already ordered more, he's like, yeah, so how much do we owe you for that? Because also, I need the NS. Can you find me the NSN for the swabs?
Let me mark that down. Let's see. Okay, Star Chamber scraper tool. Okay, got it.
So does that one act like the bone tool, or it actually scrapes the inside, or are you just putting the swabs on and then coming in?
Well, there's two things. Yeah, good question. So let me remove the top of this. So the first thing that one would do is to you can see here. This is kind of our scraper tool. It's kind of a tool grade with sharp edges, and basically you insert this first and extend it out of the handle, right, and coming in through the upper receiver, insert it, get it past the lugs, and basically just turn and scrape it from the circumferential surface area, as well as pulling it back against the lugs and pushing it forward against the face of the barrel. Then once you're through with that, you can also have the felt pads that you can install, and you can throw some juice on it. We got plenty of different types of juices that you can throw on there. Yep. You could throw it on dry, but it has the same star pattern that you see here.
Is that an aluminum or a polymer handle then?
Correct.
Which one? Aluminum or polymer?
This is all polymer.
All polymer. Yep. Okay.
The entire handle and the extension is polymer. Yes.
Right on.
Yep. And to anybody listening to this that's ever looked at it, it is shaped like kind of like a cross with a circle that goes out to where you just have a little bit of extrusion around the circle,
right? For
the the points of it, like a crosshair, more or less. But for anyone that ever served in the military, and you had that armor that would stick his pinky into the barrel and then go down,
that bastard,
and swipe. His name might be me. You can. This tool fixes that. And that is one of the best ways I found to get that clean. Just because
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Nick.
I said it's just having that ability to do the scrape that extra bit of the tool steel has is amazing, because like a standard Star Chamber brush, the chamber brush does a lot, but wires always get twisted and funky and
You're always replacing those chamber brushes.
Yeah, I mean, this
Bill
is for,
and
for your audience. Yeah, for your audience, this is a typical example of a chamber brush. And you're right. I mean, you probably use it 2 or 3 times, and then this brush pretty much gets destroyed. And I mean, it gets distorted in the cleaning process. But
But you can still use
to,
it. It looks like with your tool, though, right?
yes, so this is on the end
Yep.
of our tool. So there are multiple things that you could try this first, or you could try the scraper first. But those are those are all tools. I mean, we even have a lug scraper that we have if you wanted to get into some fine pick work.
Yep. And with those chamber brushes, I do not recommend, but I have seen them attached to all manner of things with the GI spec cleaning rods,
Sure.
to include DeWalt corded drills. Come through, and they would hand it on as they went along, and there you go.
Yeah. Well, you guys know, I mean, you're familiar with this. I mean, these have been in existence since probably when Eugene Stoner first came out. Somebody said, "Hey, you got to have one of these."
Yep. The steel cleaning rod kit.
Yep.
I don't know how many barrels I've scratched the inside of with those stupid rods. That things have come loose. You're twisting them, and all of a sudden, here comes your wire brush, and where's the rest of it? Oh,
I can also neither
agree.
confirm nor deny that if you have blank ammunition and do not put a blank firing device on the end of an AR, those things, when using a 203 grenade launcher sight, can be point accurate to around 200 meters. Allegedly.
Allegedly, of course.
We know.
So there's I mean, we're talking about the bone tool, so let's talk about the bone tool. What I should have done is let me pull one of these ARs apart.
So if anybody not listening, the bone tool's it's more of a scraping tool than it is anything else, because it's designed to get into the nooks and crannies, especially of the bolt and carrier group.
Yeah, it's from what I understand, it's designed specifically for the components on the BCG. And what I like about it is it hits some really hard to reach areas. One of the things that I hate about, Seth says my bone tool. I got 2 of them, each caliber, 5.56, 7.62. But we would always have to clean out the inside of our bolt carrier, but they would never give us anything to actually do it, because you normally get a lot of carbon buildup once you pull the bolt out. And if you didn't specifically have the dental picks, it's a huge pain in the ass to really get the built up carbon out inside there. And that's what I love the bone tool for. So go ahead.
I wish I had BCG here handy quickly. We can go through it, but you're right. There's basically 3 functions to the bone tool. One is to clean the inside diameter all the way down to the base of the inside of the BCG with this end.
Yep.
There you can see, for our audience at home, it's a tube that's got some, again, like sharp edges cut into it, kind of in a 3 pattern. So 3 spokes to a wheel that have the edge to scrape carbon.
Yep. And then on the other end here, you see kind of an insert. This is where the back end of the bolt, the part where you see the 3 gas rings, or if you're using a JP single gas ring, at the very end, you clean all that debris that's on that kind of dished portion of the back of the bolt.
Yep, and that, if you were going to look at it, think of it like a perfectly shot 3 cloverleaf shot group, where just all 3 circles kind of intersect in the middle, and then that goes around and, again, has the ability to scrape out all that carbon.
And then the last part here is cleaning of the firing pin, basically inserting the firing pin through that hole and twisting it while it's in the tool.
Yep. So for those of you who can't see, it's basically got a hole drilled through the middle of the bone tool, perpendicular to the axes, and you can just simply insert your firing pin in there and turn it, and it'll scrape all of the carbon off of the face of the firing pin. Really handy to have.
When we developed the bone tool, there was a lot of design effort that went into it. Even though you would think that all bolts and all BCGs are designed to within two 10,000ths of an inch.
Tolerance stiffness. I love them.
Yeah. The problem is even some of those complex contours, right, are not matched. So we actually had profiles, multiple profiles examined to determine exactly what the range of possibilities exist. And the bone tool, just to be clear for those that are watching or listening, is that it really is a tool that is used, that if you're in a firefight and you shot 500 rounds and you start getting malfunctions, you want to be able to get back into the fight. You want to clean your tool, clean your BCG and your bolt to the point where you can get back in the fight again. If you're looking to have it crystal clean, you have to go back home to get that done.
Yeah, that's where the military's wonder juice, known as CLP, and
well, like me, I actually, when I pull my BCG apart before I drop it in the sonic cleaner, that's when I really use the bone tool. I'll break it up, knock it out, and then I'll put the BCG in the sonic cleaner, because it pays off a lot more if you can just get the big chunks out, get the majority out, let it sink in. Otherwise, that sonic cleaner just tends to get kind of the surface of the buildup, and I still got to go back and hit it with a dental pick anyway. But if you can do a little bit of pre-hand prep before doing that, and I know not everybody has a sonic cleaner, I would highly recommend it. Just because, dear God, I've cleaned so many fucking M4s and M16s in my life. I said I don't want to do this anymore. I'm either going to get a Hornady sonic cleaner or an intern. And I couldn't afford an intern, so I got the sonic cleaner.
Yeah, but if you're not looking at spending $600, then doing these things
is a good alternative.
That's a really good alternative. And I have used them for some off-label use before, because they will work on other weapon systems in the U.S. Army's MTO if you force it enough.
Yep. Bill, what is the MSRP on the bone tool and the ripcord?
I think.
Don't worry, I've got them in my car right now. Let me pull them up.
You'd probably be more accurate. You'd probably be more accurate.
No, they're not $120. They're very well priced.
Yeah, I think our ripcord is depending on if we got any promos or something going on, somewhere between $12 and $15. I'm not quite sure. To be honest, I'm not that close to the pricing that I could spit that off the top of my head.
You're looking at $16 for the 223-556 bone, or for the ripcord, sorry, and then $34 for the bone tool, which I think all this stuff is really reasonably priced. I mean, cleaning pads, the extra packs are $7. The star chamber cleaning tool is $34. So, what do we got? $100 right now.
Oh yeah, and it's still, I mean, that is so worth the headache that it solves.
Oh, it's 100%.
And you're gonna have it, right? It's not like it's not like the bone tool is a perishable item. Once you have it, you have it.
Absolutely.
Well, now
I kind of like. I do kind of like. I mean, I use a Dillon press for all my reloading, and I kind of like their guarantee that it's a no bullshit guarantee. We're a little more docile. We don't use the word no bullshit guarantee, but we have a no bullshit guarantee.
Yeah, I love my Dillons as well. I've got 750 and a 550, and I keep thinking I might have to buy another 550, just because they are super easy to swap the primer load around.
Right.
but having one in small primer and one in large primer, I think would just be the ticket.
Yeah. It's funny. I had a 650 beforehand, and I kept waiting to see if they were going to have an upgrade kit, and I waited. I've gone through two primer tube sub assemblies as a consequence of trying to force a small pistol primer into a slightly smaller primer pocket.
Yep.
And set off a chain reaction of primers. So I finally said, you know what? I'll just buy another 750.
I love my 750, and that's one of the best investments for reloading I've ever made. And now, Garth, you were just going through all of the things, I got the ripcord, you got the bone tool, you got the star chamber tool. Now, there's one thing you might not know. They have the AR Elite range box. So
Hang on, let me back out of payment.
Oh no, just look at the okay, there we go. I don't even have to do the look at the pictures that I share.
Oh no, I saw that too. That looked fantastic.
Because that has all of those tools in your toolbox ready to go. So that could just get thrown into a pickup or something when you go to the range. It's got it doesn't have a little bit of everything. It has everything you need. It has that star chamber tool. It has the Otis, that I know and love, the cleaning kit, that you have the ripcord, everything there ready to go with. The star chamber tool, the bone tool. And then it even has a armorer's block specifically for AR parts.
And it'll actually hold your gun while you're cleaning it.
Yep.
I think that's super slick.
All right. Let me see.
There's one configuration.
Yep.
There we go. I found it.
And then you can awesome. That is I hadn't seen that before because I've missed the last SHOT Show because I was here, and the one before that because of the coof. And when looking at this, I'm like, man, that is 100% something that I need to put in the range trailer.
Yeah.
Fuck the range trailer. That needs to go in every vehicle I own.
It's funny. Every time I look through our catalog, I always find something new. I said, oh, man, I didn't know we had that. I got to get one of those.
Yep.
That's really cool. Yeah.
It even has, believe it or not, a front sight adjustment tool.
Oh, really?
Well, that is actually handy.
That is really handy.
That is by far the most proliferated item on range day in the Army. 100%.
Oh, you mean the nail?
Yep. The nail. No, we actually have the ones like the little fancy machine things that are knurled that,
Oh, we allegedly have them, but
yeah. Well, I have a few of them, and I hate giving them out because you don't get them back. It's like when you have a pen and you're a waiter. You ain't getting that. You ain't getting your nice pen back. Get in here.
This is true. I do keep a couple on hand, but I pulled out my old Army LBE because I had to turn it in and to get some new stuff, and it was, what's this wood screw doing in the molly? Oh no, that's a front sight tool. I'm gonna need that. But no, so that is another great thing that we have there. So Bill, I know we've talked a lot about what you have. I highly recommend everyone pick up that AR box, that range box.
Yeah. Just
because that is
it's the Mac Daddy. It's the Mac Daddy for sure.
Yeah. MSRP of $299. But man, I'm just kind of blown away by the fact that, it's not just a toolbox, right? It's not just some thing that holds stuff from Walmart. It actually, I like the little transformer thing where it folds out. You can mount your AR-15 on it. I think that's a really neat accessory. And I got to really commend you guys, because one of my favorite things about Otis is just the ingenuity, because like I said, I'm a big nerd on the bone tool. The ripcord's freaking awesome. And I just learned about that range box, that those little things that you guys add. It's awesome.
Well, we do have, we one of the things that we have is kind of one can kind of step through too. If they're not ready to make the big investment, go to the Mac Daddy. We have the other kits that have bone tools, depending. I mean, if they look through our catalog and even specifically the AR part, there's lots of different tools, and you can graduate and kind of a la carte. What are some of the things that you want? I mean, we do sell these separately. We sell the bone tools separately. We sell the chamber. I mean, everything can be a la carte. So maybe some folks are not, able to spend $200-$300 on their first order and want to maybe buy $30-$40 worth of stuff and try it out.
Well, there's kits specific to the Glock, that have the Glock front sight post wrench, and things like that, where you go through and like you said, the 223s that have the bone tool, the MSR ASR cleaning kit, and that comes with both 308 and then you can go through and have different series that have all of that mixed in along with a handgun kit.
Right. Exactly. I mean, we even have, our elite kit that for all calibers, for those that are hunters, I mean, just look to see how many calibers we have in this main kit. And we have different configurations as well, right? So, again, we have something for everybody. Great Christmas gift. Hint, hint, for you ladies out there, or actually for you guys that are looking to buy something for your wife who's a better shot than you are.
Yep. And now do you have, we touched on shot just a little bit ago. Do you have anything that's kind of neat coming out that you might be able to tease a little bit?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, I think Otis is known for its innovation, and over the years, a number of things have come out. My experience as a pistol shooter over the last 20 years, I've been kind of focusing some of our efforts in filling some of the gaps that we have in our product line, and we just may have some news about a new pistol cleaning platform, and being able to satisfy a lot of the new shooters that are out there. I mean, there's been millions of new shooters. Most of them are pistol new firearms owners are pistol owners, and we have the same wide range of accessories available to our new shooters out there. And so you might want to swing by by our booth during SHOT Show. You may see me there, and I'd be glad to spend as much time with anyone that has any questions or any comments that they might have with our kit. We did spend a lot of time with having some focus groups to kind of understand the various patterns that are out there of cleaning, because one of the things that I've found is that people get into a habit of cleaning a gun the same way each and every time. And sometimes they're slow to adopt new methods. And my point is, well, forget about all the other equipment that's out there. Learn the right way. Come by the Otis booth. Come by and look at what we have to offer. And once you start with our equipment, there's no reason for you to go elsewhere. It's American made. We make it here in northern New York, far away from New York City, and we're proud to say that they're all our Otis equipment's made here in the USA. We do not import any of our products for our Otis products.
Now that is something not a lot of companies can say. I know that there's one other company around that can say that everything they make is kind of made here in the US of A. And I believe that company would be Trigger Interactive.
Yep, that's right. Great way to train too. All the components made right here in the US. Trigger Interactive Smart Target Attachment System. Made in South Dakota, so nearby us. Better known, American made. Elevate your training with Trigger Interactive. Check them out at triggerinteractive.com. All AR-15 listeners receive a 10% discount on Trigger Interactive with discount code AR-15. And check it out in the show notes.
Yep. So that is one of those other things that American-made companies, or a company that can actually say that everything they have is American-made, is something that does more to benefit Americans than anything else. Because it's not just, oh, we have this box of crap that we sourced from somewhere else that we put on a shelf somewhere. That means that you have people who will have jobs making products and then, supporting other Americans doing that.
Yeah.
So
100%. And the quality control is definitely a lot better. I feel as Americans, we really pride ourselves on that because, Asian made products have a certain reputation and American made products definitely have a reputation. That's why it's a big deal because, we go for quality over quantity and that reflects quite a bit in just how long our stuff lasts.
I can tell you if there's a 40-foot container of materials coming from some other part of the world and they end up on a company's dock, but there's something wrong with that material, I guarantee you that will go on the store shelves. They're not going to wait another 8 to 9 weeks, especially during the Christmas season, for another container load of material to get here. So guess what? You're not only getting, you're getting substandard equipment, not even substandard to the specifications that they may have had having those suppliers make for them.
Yep.
And we're also we're shooters making equipment for shooters, right? So this is who we are. This is, everybody in the company. If we're again in northern New York, we've got hunters, target shooters, recreational shooters, people carrying EDCs. It's just a way of life up here for us. So we're intimate with our products.
Yeah, you said yourself you've been 3-gunning for 10 years now?
10 years 3-gunning, pistol shooter, steel challenge, USPSA, PSA. I go down to the PSA match in Pennsylvania. They've got over 550 competitors outside of Hershey last week of April. 6 stages, 25 to 30 targets per stage. It's awesome. It's great. It's the biggest steel plate shoot east of the Mississippi.
Sounds like going to Pennsylvania next year.
Yeah. I just got into IDPA. I mean, Garth and I have been 3-gunning for a while. Found IDPA match near me. I've been doing that this fall, which has been an absolute blast. And also started, I know like Dooley and I have started attending a lot more training classes, which have been absolutely awesome as well. So I've kind of, built up, and I know these two definitely have a fairly good. I was at Garth's house last weekend, so I got to see all of his goodies that are just a little off to the side of the camera there. But it went from quantity of firearms to quality of firearms, and then once I achieved quality, then I made sure I started trying to do more training because that's how nice your guns are and how good your stuff is doesn't mean shit if you can't effectively employ it. So
right.
I'm a huge advocate of dry fire training. This is a shout out to Cool Fire. Cool Fire has got a great tool with their pneumatic, or not pneumatic, but a CO2 filled what looks like a barrel.
Yeah.
And a plunger. Yep. So you simulate the recoil with a laser on the front of it. They've got some interactive screens that you can use, both static and dynamic targets. There's no reason why people can't be proud, even if they're just coming out of the holster and just pointing at a dot on the wall, right? Just get those ergonomics so that it's the same thing all the time. And laser training, either the ones that sense the percussion of the hammer or the striker coming forward, or even the bore sighters, because you want to have dots, not dashes, when you get onto the target. And just huge.
Well,
benefit.
Even dry firing with an AR is a thing. I know back in the day when I was not closely associated, but tertiary associated with some cool guys that, ran around in, cool dune buggies and stuff, you would come by their compound and they would have a couple of them out and they would just be pulling up to a straight up Sharpie dot on the wall and doing ready ups.
Exactly. Yep.
Just that's what the professionals do.
Yep.
And you know what professionals also do? Professionals also use VZ grips. VZ grips are a unique feature of the AR. They're made from a solid block of G10, which is great because it's durable and doesn't get slippery when covered by mud, blood, or sweat. The 17-degree grip angle and wide variety of textures from mild to extreme and color options available, as well as a shorty one. 1911 grips offer extreme customizability from standard and slim palm swells, thumb notches, safety cuts, bottom profiles, etc. They even make them for my beloved Berettas, and more than 25 textures and 27 colors are available. This coupon code is good for 15% off all handgun grips and rifle grips, and that coupon code is AR-15 podcast. All right, that was my wonderful liaison into that ad read. So,
those are the best.
So, guys, do you have anything else or anything else you want to add before we start wrapping up the show here, Bill?
No, listen, guys, I appreciate you reaching out to us. We'd love to, anytime if you think we need to do a redo here and just get more of the word out as we come up with new products, we'd be glad to kind of jump on and go through the same thing or even just shoot the shit a little bit and just have some fun. I mean, it's swing by our booth. Love to see you guys in January.
We will definitely be there.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. We're all going to be together for once. Nobody's deployed. Nobody's doing other stuff. We got an Airbnb. We're all staying in the same place. We're all doing AR-15. We don't have any other distractors that week, so that'll be pretty cool. It's the first shot. I'm looking forward to it. It's the first SHOT Show that I've been to where I haven't been like working for a specific company, and now this is just a pure AR-15 go around, check out all the cool stuff, podcast, SHOT Show, and I'm looking forward to it. So we'll definitely be by.
Awesome.
Yep, Garth's going, this is just going to be my first SHOT Show.
It's my first SHOT Show. I mean, you guys have been talking the whole hour. I've been ordering stuff from Otis. So.
I have a screen up here that says sales by the minute. And Garth, I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep. So
it's harvest time for Garth, so he's throwing those ones.
Yeah, like tens and tens of dollars.
Hey, every penny counts. Every penny counts. Thank you, sir.
Yep. All right. Well, guys, you got anything else to add? Garth or anybody else they should look up?
Yeah, actually, they should probably check out Patriot Patch, patriotpatch.co. They have cleaning mats, tins, T-shirts, and morale patches. Go check them out. They have the Patch of the Month Club. Guys, if you subscribe to that, you'll get a patch show up every month in your inbox. They have they try to keep them themed throughout the year and stuff like that. So, yeah, go check those guys out at Patriot Patch, patriotpatch.co.
Yep. Tyler, you got anything? Where can they find us at?
They can find us pretty much everywhere on social media. Facebook at AR-15 Podcast, Instagram and YouTube at AR-15 Podcast 2.0. They can email us directly at AR-15podcast 2.0 at gmail.com. And if they want to listen to the show, we're on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.net. You can also listen to us on your podcast app on your phone. And I believe we finally got on Spotify, but I have to check that out. If you guys want to see additional content, we just started doing more YouTube reviews. So it's not just us talking anymore. We are actually doing videos with guests, products that we find interesting. Check it out, AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on YouTube.
Yep. And with that, that's where they can find us. Bill, where can they find Otis and all of the things gun cleaning?
So certainly if you hop on our website, otistech.com, We have a number of different catalogs there. We also have the Shooter's Choice product line. We bought that about 5 years or so ago. So a lot of the chemical products. Just check us out. And any questions? We have a great customer service group. They are responsive to our customers' needs. So just ask away, and we're there to help.
All right. Well, again, thanks so much for coming on. And you folks out there, you stay safe and stay armed.